First of all, we're going to check the how loose it is behaving. You can see how much play there is on this front driver side. And we'll switch to the front view, and you can see the component underneath there, the lower control arm. And here's a closer shot from underneath the vehicle. You can see the component that's loose and failing. We've got a little bit closer shot here just to show how much play there is in that particular component. So again, this is the lower control arm. It's in the front suspension, but they call it the rear control arm of the front suspension. Now, one of the hardest parts actually was taking the plastic shroud off. I couldn't take it off all the way because apparently you have to take the tie rod off. But anyway, so I've left it hanging there just to get to the anchor bolt here. You can see it on the frame side. It's just simply a bolt and a nut. Just simply take those off. And on the hub side, you can see there's just simply a retaining nut that drops that ball joint off of the hub. Just spins right off. Now, one thing, I'll pause the video here, point out that the spindle is spinning there, and when it happens, there is a hex nut on the top, or hex head on the top of that shaft. You have to switch to an open end wrench and that hex nut to hold the shaft solid to finish taking that off the rest of the way. I didn't demonstrate that. So then here you can see we've got the bolt. Eventually, here we go. The bolt loosened, ready to pop out, and it just drops off from the frame side, and that's it. So now we've got the components off. You can see the old unit, very, very loose. You can move it with your thumb. The new component's very stiff. You can't move it at all. So here's the new component installed on the frame side. Again, just a bolt and a nut tightened up on there. And on the hub side, the retaining nut is installed on top, nice and snug. Just come around the front and see that same installation. You see the lower control arm nice and snug up on that hub assembly. And then follow that back into onto the frame side. We've got the plastic covering reinstalled, so it's a little bit of a tight shot to get in there, but you can see nothing more than that. Just a simple nut on one end and a bolt and a nut on the other end. And now we'll check afterwards. You can see it's much stiffer. There's actually no play in that. It looks like it's moving. It's just the steering on the other side. And here is the component underneath. Very stiff. No looseness in that.